class where in school where all the kids would sit down on a warm day about this time of year and say, wouldn't it be great to have class outside today? One of those days, So we'll get you out there soon enough, but this is an auspicious occasion. Every time we do it, it's because the job that, the avocation that the 4 about to be sworn in police officers will undertake is a weighty one. It is so important to the functioning of our city, of civil society. The first business of government is public safety, and all the things that we do as a city, economic development, schools, the library, I mean, it runs the gamut. None of it's possible unless the place is safe, and that's the business that these 4 individuals are about to be in. And it is a true avocation, it is a true calling to service. They are extremely qualified. They come from impressive backgrounds. We don't just, here in New Bedford, we don't let anybody become a police officer. There is, under the chief's leadership, a very rigorous screening process. You got to be good, you got to be skilled, and more than anything else, you have to be honest, and that's what we're looking for. We want people who are committed to service, and these 4 individuals, with their track records, exemplify that in spades. And so we're so pleased that they've heard the call and have followed through on it. It's, as you read through their bios, and I know a lot of their family members, or many of whom are here today, it's great to see them develop it to the point where they are today. It's also pretty cool, if you look down the list of all the high schools they went to, it runs the gamut. New Bedford High, Folk Tech, Bishop Stang, and Fairhaven. So we've got high school sports rivalries all woven into it, which is always pretty cool to see, right? But you know, we're so pleased to have all of you on board, and that you've been able to get through the process, which again is a rigorous one, so skillfully and successfully. And I want to thank all the family members who are here as well, because you're part of it. It's, as Pastor Cedarberg mentioned, it is you raised them well. You raised them well because they wouldn't have gotten in this door if you hadn't raised them well. But you're also going to be needed going forward, because you're their backstop. This is a stressful job. What they're about to do is a position. It's a that has a set of responsibilities that require great skill and great patience, and oftentimes not a lot of thanks. Police officers are all too often put in tricky positions where they have to make tactical, technical, moral decisions under difficult circumstances, under great stress, and oftentimes without an applause. And so we're all there, all of us are there to stand behind them, to make sure that you know, they feel validated, they feel like what they're doing, reminded of the reasons why they're about to take the oath right now, because they care about all of us, about our city, and about the welfare of our children and our grandchildren, and that's what it's all about. And so they are going to need you in that effort, to be there for them. And so I thank you for all of your support along the way. It really does count for a lot. And I want to thank the chief. I want to thank Lieutenant Rodriguez, who's now the training officer, for all of their hard work and preparing them and for future preparation, so that they can grow into their professions and be all that they are capable of being as New Bedford police officers. And I want to thank also the members of the City Council who are here, Linda Morad, Brad Markey, and everybody else who've been so supportive of the department. It's important work, and we're fortunate to have such qualified people filling our positions. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. Now I would like to invite our Chief of Police, Chief Joseph Cordero, to say a few words. Chief, if you would.
Always bring my little notes. Well, welcome and good afternoon. I'd like to, first of all, not only welcome, but thank Mayor Jon Mitchell for his continuous support of our police department and giving me an incredible opportunity to lead and manage an amazing police department. I'd also like to welcome and thank City Council President Linda Morad, who seems to make time every time to come to these events, and Councilor Markey and the rest of the City Council, who's been always very supportive of our police department and the men and women that work here in our great community. I look around, I see a lot of familiar faces, which is kind of cool. I think it's pretty nice that it represents what our community is all about. Really a great community that we have here in New Bedford, and sometimes we take that for granted. And today we're welcoming 4 new members into our police department who are part of our community. We are going to entrust to keep all of us safe and to serve us. So congratulations to, I want to make sure I get the names right, Officer Kayla Sylvia, Officer Terrell Parent, Officer Robert Perry III, and Officer Matthew Desroges. I thought he was related to one of our former retirees, but congratulations, long road. But like the mayor and Reverend Cedarbrook, or Dr. Cedarbrook as I often refer to him, I want to thank the families, moms and dads. It's amazing the work that you've done to make them the individuals that they are today. And that's what makes us such a great community. And it's those characteristics, those lessons that you gave them that we're going to count on when they're alone and nobody's looking. They're going to do the right thing. As the mayor said, honesty. You're not born with it. That's taught. You know, compassion, work ethic. You're not born with that. Those are lessons you learn as you grow up. And I thank you for that, because we're going to count on those characteristics that you instilled in them. So I thank you for that, for supporting them, bringing them up right, working through this difficult process of becoming a police officer. As the mayor said, it's not easy to become a New Bedford police officer. Many would like to do so, but few get to attain this position of responsibility. And they do it because of their impeccable personalities and characteristics that they have, and that's because of you. But your job doesn't end now. As all of us that know that we're parents, our job never ends. As family members, we're going to count on you, because they are going to need your support now more than ever. This isn't just a job. This is a vocation, as the mayor said. They answer the call. And it doesn't stop at the end of your workday. It goes with you all the time. Your experiences that you carry with you, some are heavy, and they're going to need you to talk to, listen to them, to help them and guide them, to monitor them, to love them, to care for them, and make sure they get the time off that they need and they're not working all the time. Sometimes you got to tell them, hey, you're working too hard. Take a little bit of time off. Enjoy your vacation. So we look forward to your continued support of your family members. For our new officers, of course, welcome. You are now part of a very unique family. As Lieutenant Rodriguez was talking about earlier, we are a family here. We're not just a family of blue, we're a true family of those who are active employees and sworn officers, and those who are retired. You will not walk alone. I don't know if any of you watch soccer, but there is a soccer team across the pond in England that's their motto. You will not walk alone. You have plenty of help. Look around. There's officers here to support you, and there's another 260 out there that are willing to help you at any given time. Don't be afraid to ask for questions. We are here for you absolutely all the time. And you know what? We count that you're going to be there for us as well. This is a team sport, and we only win when we work together. And that's how our community wins too, when we work very close with our community. So we are going to ask you to take those lessons you learned in the academy, and especially those in the community policing philosophy, because we adopt that very closely. We want you to build those relationships with the people, those that are counting on you for your need, to sometimes step back and have a little bit of empathy for those who are suffering, who might be a little irate and excited and yelling and screaming, and maybe even cursing at you. I don't know, but take a step back and try to understand where they're coming from and what's going on in their life that led them to that. Apply a little bit of empathy to your policing and try to build relationships and solve problems. At the end of the day, we have to remind ourselves that we're not just police officers. We are servants. We're here to serve the public. We are public servants. The public doesn't serve us. They're the taxpayers. We're here to serve and protect them. It's not just a protection piece. Sometimes it's just lending an ear, listening, and just simply caring, because when you care, you will find what avenues you need to take to make it right, to help them to whatever they're going through, or get the help that they need from the experts that's beyond us. Just a couple more things. I said it's a tough job. The badge is heavy. It's light in your hand, but it carries a lot of responsibility. People are counting on you. We're counting on you. We're counting on you when there's nobody around to do the right thing. We're counting on you when you're being tested by some difficult individuals to be compassionate, patient, and tolerant, and use all the skills that you have. It's going to take more than just learning what you learned in the academy and what you have going up here. You got to use your heart and your mind and get them to work together and make it work. Don't be afraid of making some mistakes. You'll make them along the way. You had a dream of becoming a police officer. Is she okay? Yeah. Okay. You had a dream to become a police officer. Your dream does not stop today. Your dream continues. You dreamed to be here. Now live the dream every day. Live the dream that you thought it was going to be. Make it your own. Change your piece of the world. Change your beat that you've got. Change the life that's in front of you that's looking for your help. Be the cop that you wanted to be every single day. Live that dream. You'll have plenty of opportunities to do the right thing and to help people. The most important thing is just help people as best as you can. And you'll be paid in spades and just having a good feeling of doing the right thing. So, without holding you up any longer, just one last quote from Muhammad Zaire, and I ask you to keep this in mind when you're out there, when we talk about respect, and you talk to a lot of the folks, these young folks out there involved in gangs, or they're just finding their way in life, they talk about respect all the time. I ask you to keep this in mind. If they respect you, respect them back. If they disrespect you, still respect them. If they do not allow the actions of others to decrease your good manners, because you respect yourself, and others will respect you as well. So keep that in mind. A couple of weeks ago, we had a big ceremony at St. James and St. John's. It was for first responders. And it was an amazing thing of an auditorium full with kids. And they were singing to us as we were leaving, go out and change the world. So go out there and change the world. And congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. Would any of the city councilors like to come up and say a few words? Linda?
Thank you, Lieutenant. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you all here. I want to begin my remarks by congratulating all of you, parents, family members. It's another milestone in your family member's career, and it's wonderful to be here today to help celebrate that. So congratulations to all of you. And to our 4 new fellow city employees, Councilor Markey and I are here today to welcome you to the city of New Bedford, to thank you for representing us well, as I know you will do, and to serving the residents that we all work together to serve here in the city of New Bedford. As the chief said, this is a tough job. I wish you well. I know that you will perform very well. You're joining a department that is an amazing department here in the city of New Bedford. The men and women of the New Bedford Police Department have heart, and they do a lot in our community that they don't have acknowledged, but they also do a lot in our community that's good for our community. And now we have 4 new members of the New Bedford Police Department that will join that group. So I congratulate each one of you. I look forward to working with you over the course of your careers. I look forward to maybe having one of you someday stand here and be the Chief of Police of the City of New Bedford. Wouldn't that be a wonderful accomplishment for one of you? My colleagues and I will welcome you next Tuesday, along with the other officers who recently graduated from the academy and were sworn in to the New Bedford City Council, so that we can all formally acknowledge you and thank you for your service. Be safe, enjoy your job, and I look forward to working with you over the course of your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Moret. The officers are now ready to be sworn in. City Clerk Farias, would you please do the honors?
Thank you, Lieutenant. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to swear in our 4 new officers to the New Bedford Police Force. Officers, would you please raise your right hands and repeat after me, please. I state your full names. Do solemnly swear. That I will, to the best of my ability and understanding, perform the duties of a New Bedford police officer. In accordance with the Constitution of the United States. The laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And the Charter and ordinances of the City of New Bedford. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Clerk Farias. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me one more time for applauding and officially congratulating our 4 newest police officers and members of the New Bedford Police Department. I would like to thank everyone again for coming here today, showing support, and this concludes our ceremony.